So, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our Monday evening call. It's Bea Corey speaking, and I'm highly excited for everybody who could make it tonight for this call. And what we are going to discuss tonight is basically how can you explain to somebody the marketing plan? Let's say somebody is interested in the business, somebody wants to know how they can earn the money in Herbalife. So it's very important to understand that because we have different income streams and to explain these different income streams. And not everybody can immediately go to a meeting. So you want to have the opportunity also to explain it to the people. I can tell you a simple example. I had this afternoon a young lady here, and this young lady was following what's happening with Herbalife on social media. And because what she could see there that young people do extremely well also on the business side with Herbalife, she got interested in Herbalife. And she said, how can I do Herbalife? What do I need to do? So I did a quick wellness assessment for her, but then we jumped into the marketing plan. Yes, she comes now to a meeting, but with the marketing plan, she actually got bigger and bigger eyes what is possible, because often people see only the selling aspect in Herbalife. They only see that they sell a product and that they get the money for it, but they don't understand really what is possible. And this is why I prepared a short video clip for you. We watch the video clip and then I take over again and want to explain you a little bit more. So I just share now the screen here so that you can see the video clip, and I get right started now. So take good notes right now.
So welcome to this quick video. My name is Sean. I'm going to run you through the Herbalife marketing plan, which essentially is how we actually earn our income. So first of all, you'll see our disclaimer at the bottom, guys. Nothing I show you here is going to be automatic. You do need to do some work, and there's no guarantee of your income. It's all about the work and effort that you put in, but guaranteed that if you put in the work, the time and the effort, you're going to be rewarded. So you can always check out the average gross compensation that's paid by Herbalife at herbalife.com. So getting started in the business is really, really easy. The minute that you get your international members pack, you are going to be eligible for a 25% discount. Now that pack only costs you 499 Rand, so it's a very low startup cost to get started, and you instantly have a very great profit margin. So let's say, for example, now you take an order for 400 Rand from your client gives you 400 Rand. Because you're at 25%, you're only going to pay 300 Rand for those products, which means that there's 100 Rand difference, and that is your profit. So for every 400 Rand of orders that you get, you're going to make 100 Rand profit. Now, the great thing about that is that there's no limit to the amount of customers that you can get, and there's definitely no shortage of overweight, tired, people that are unhealthy. So you'll definitely be able to find yourself 10 clients. So that'll put 1,000 Rand in your pocket. Now, that's the first area of income that we call retail profit. But you don't have to stay at the 25%. As you get more clients and you start to build a team of distributors who have more clients, you'll move up to the 50% discount. There's a couple of steps in between that. You can go to 35 and 42%. But ultimately, you want to be at the 50% as quick as possible, because this is where you make the maximum profit for your time. So now when you're at the 50% level, what we call a supervisor, the same 400 Rand sale, you're only paying Herbalife 200 Rand for that sale, and you're keeping 200 Rand profit. So it's double the money for the same work. So even if you're part-time in the business, your goal should be to get to supervisor as fast as possible, because if you don't have much time, you need to earn the maximum amount of money for the time that you're putting in. So that is 2,000 Rand when you've got 10 customers at that level. So that's our first area of income called retail profit. But it doesn't just stop there. For most companies, that's where it ends. You earn a commission on, basically what you sell. But in our business, we have a second area of income, and that's called wholesale profit. And this is where it gets really, really exciting, because initially you are able to not only just buy the products at a discount for yourself and then obviously for your customers to make a profit, but you're also allowed to introduce other members to the Herbalife business. So let's say, for example, you've got a friend, John. John sees you making money. He sees you making an extra 1,000 Rand or 2,000 Rand. He says, hey, I also want to do this. John gets going in the business, finds his 10 customers at 25%, and he makes himself 1,000 Rand profit. What Herbalife says is they'll pay you the difference between John's discount and your discount. So the difference between 50 and 25 is 25. So every time John makes 1,000 Rand profit at the 25% level, because you've taught him what to do, so you don't earn the money for nothing, you've taught him how to do it, Herbalife pays you 1,000 Rand. Okay, because that's the difference. So now you've got Mary, you've moved to the top now in this scenario. You can see Mary there at 25, she's made 1,000 Rand, so you make 2,000 Rand. Then you get Sue, Sue comes along, you teach her what to do, she makes 1,000 Rand. So in this little scenario here, basically what you've done is you've earned 2,000 Rand retail profit yourself, you've helped 3 members to earn 3,000 Rand, 1,000 Rand each, totaling 3,000, so that you've made 3,000 Rand in wholesale profit. What if you had 10 members? Because remember, there's no limit to the amount of members that you can introduce to the business opportunity. So if you had 10 members and they were each just making 1,000 Rand each, Herbalife would pay you 10,000 Rand in wholesale profit. So in this little scenario, you've made yourself 12,000 Rand by simply helping 10 people get healthier, and you've helped 3 people to help 10 people to get healthier. So very, very simple maths. Now the third area of income is where it gets even more exciting, because this is the royalty income. Because maybe you've already picked up that eventually John's going to say to you, but hang on a second, why are you earning 2,000 Rand and I'm only earning 1,000 Rand? I also want to be at 50%. And when he gets that, obviously you want to encourage that, because what's going to happen is John is now going to build a team of distributors. He's going to build some customers because he wants to get to the 50%. And as soon as he does that, he'll have a great team of customers and distributors, and he'll be at the 50% discount, and so will you. So there won't be any more wholesale profit, because 50 minus 50 is 0. But what the company says is no problem. What we're going to do is pay you up to a 5% royalty on the retail turnover of everything that John does in his business. So his customers, all his members, everything that they're purchasing for themselves to eat as well as to supply their customers, Herbalife will pay you a 5% royalty on that turnover of that business, for the rest of your life and thereafter. This is a royalty income that can be left in your will to your children. So everything you're doing today in building up people to the supervisor level is actually securing not only your future, but your family's financial future, because that royalty is paid forever. So now not only are you paid on John, but when John introduces Sam, and Sam works his way up to the 50% level, Herbalife will pay you 5% royalty on Sam's business. And why would they do that? Because without John, there wouldn't be Sam. And without you, there wouldn't be John. So this is where you get paid for what you teach John right from the beginning. And then, of course, 1 level deep, so we call it 3 levels deep, you'll be paid another 5% royalty on any supervisor that Sam brings into the business. And remember, if Debbie's in the UK, it makes no difference. You still get 5% of everything that Debbie does in the UK. The only difference is that 5% will then be paid in euros, dollars, or pounds, whichever you choose. So you get paid up to 5% royalties, 3 levels deep, infinitely wide for the rest of your life and thereafter. So this is a very exciting income, and you can see why we call this the unlimited income, because it really just depends on how hard you prepare to work, how much time and effort you prepare to put in. So I hope this explains exactly how we earn our income in Herbalife. It's really, really simple. You can watch this video again to understand it. Get back to your sponsor and let them help you put a plan together to quickly jump from 35 to 42 to 50%, learning some great skills along the way. And, this is going to be an incredible journey for you. So thanks for watching.
So I hope that gives you already a little bit an idea. Welcome to everybody who came in the meantime now in. So we were watching just a video clip now, how we earn our incomes and the different income streams. And I just want to open up if there are any questions regarding that video clip. I hope basically you were drawing it at the same time into your notebook, and that you repeat it over and over again. This really needs to get into flesh and blood, that you really understand where we get our incomes from. And the moment you understand it more and more, the more you get excited basically about the possibilities you have to offer to the people. So I just open up, are there any questions? You just need to unmute yourself, because I muted everybody before. I unmute now everybody. So if you have background noise, then just mute yourself again. Any questions? Everything crystal clear what you heard just now?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Super. Perfect, because that's
the whole video, Bea.
Sorry?
I did not hear the entire video. I just came on. Is this the same one we heard on Saturday?
Correct. On Saturday, we started to implement it the very
Right.
first time, or we implemented it actually already with the HRM. You were on Tuesday.
Tuesday. Okay.
In Lansdowne, we had it
Got
at
it, yeah.
PBS now. So this is something which we will have in general, but it's very important for each one of you to understand the power of our incomes, because a lot of people are only focused on the sales, but very little focus on the passive income. Whereas the passive income takes over the bigger part of your income at one stage, especially when you have the goal for retirement and to take life at one stage a little bit easier, then you want to work on the passive income. And the idea is basically, obviously, how quickly can I qualify to the supervisor level? So each member wants to learn how quickly can I qualify to the supervisor level, and you want to know how quickly can I get my member to the supervisor level. And we have seen in the past now with the promotions we had, where we were talking about the NutriBullet and all of these things, people were very focused just on the NutriBullet or just on the 500 volume points, but not understanding the bigger picture. Why? Probably we weren't talking enough about the bigger picture. So people became by coincidence almost supervisor, but not focused understanding what is in it for them being a supervisor and how to build a supervisor level the right way. And this is where I want to talk with you about it, how to qualify for supervisor. And I do it just here now with my flip chart. Can everybody see the flip chart?
Yeah.
Can everybody see my flip chart here?
Yes.
I can't bear.
Let me get the picture a little bit clearer. Maybe glasses, Cheryl?
That's a good one.
Let me make the screen a little bit bigger. So what I want to explain to you, so I hope you can see it now. Is it better now?
Yeah.
That's better.
Can you read the headline?
Much better. Yes, sort of. How to become a supervisor.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, how do we qualify supervisor? Who knows the answer? Who do I qualify? How do I qualify to supervisor?
2 times 2,000 within 1 year, 4,000, or 3 consecutive months, 1,000. 4 consecutive. No, 4.
Basically,
1,500.
it's almost a little bit easier. Basically, the magic number is 4,000. I need 4,000 volume points. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, there is the possibility that I accumulate that in 1, 2, or let me say in 3 to 12 months.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And let me tell you already, the longer it takes, the slower this person will grow.
Yeah.
Because then it's more or less only accumulating personal purchase volume points. So it's only related to personal consumption and related to maybe a couple of customers, but not really focused on building it for the supervisor level. The moment when we say, okay, how can we build supervisor in 1 or 2 months, then it makes a difference. So the question is, how do I get to 4,000 volume points within 1 or 2 months? Is basically, if this is you or your new member, and this member starts to get 1 member, he knows somebody who needs to have an extra income and is looking for an extra income for 1,000 Rand and invites that person to a HRM, and this person gets excited, gets started on the products, loves the products, becomes a member, and starts to have his own customers. So let's say this member starts up and makes a 200 volume points in their first month. But this member knows also other people who are looking for a business opportunity. And because he learned about the business opportunity at an HRM, brings the next people to the next HRM. And these people start to have little shake parties, make activity. And these people also, the one has maybe 100 volume points. This one has 200 volume points. This one has 100 volume points. And then there's another member in his, he finds, and this member is already doing 500 volume points. Because of shake parties, we know out of a shake party, usually roundabout you get your 3, 4, 5 customers in place, sometimes even more customers in place. So basically, the more member this person gets quickly on board, these are all members doing 300 volume points, another one with 500 volume points, another one with 200 volume points. This member is also getting somebody with 200 volume points, with 300 volume points. This all accumulates totally in his volume. So obviously he has then also a couple of clients. Because how do we start up technically with a new member? We make a shake party for the new member, and another shake party, and another shake party, and another shake party. And at the same time, we should teach our member, we go to the meeting, who do you know who is looking for a business opportunity? And we teach our member to bring also customers who are already in love with our product along to the meeting to learn about the customer benefits when they become a preferred member. And so that customers become members, maybe just for supporting the family. It will be not always members who are focused to get as quick as possible to the supervisor level. But you need to identify basically, while you're talking to your new member, what they want to achieve. And through that, basically, you can then give them the right plan. Yeah. When you talk to a member and this member says, "Oh, Pia, I'm not in a rush, and don't worry. I'm just happy when I can buy now my products with a discount, and no, not talking to other people." And they basically deny everything, no shake party, no nothing, but they love the products. Then you make the follow-up and you look that you basically can maybe inform their circle of influence with a shake party, but don't stress if they now qualify in 1 or 2 months supervisor. But then you have the other person who says, I have big goals. I want to be financially independent as quick as possible. I want to resign as quick as possible. I want to have that freedom on my side that I can do what I want to do. When you have that kind of a person, you must talk honest with that person and say, then we need to qualify as quick as possible to the supervisor level, because they want to build as quick as possible that passive income. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So therefore, you need to show them then the plan using basically, so what I'm saying is activities for clients, but also activities for members to get as quick as possible members on board. And when he's doing that, you will see it starts to duplicate in the team, because everybody wants to have things fast. And especially when you talk with younger people, they are fast. They want to have it fast. They don't want to have it slow. And now we work first a little bit at Anita, and we tell you a little bit about this problem and this and that. They want to have things fast. So we need to give them a fast plan where we say, okay, we need to have a couple of clients and we need to have a couple of members. Yeah. The more members, the better, obviously. Does that make sense? So when you look at that person, this would have here already, this is together 400, 500, 600 volume points. This is 500, This is altogether 800. This is 700. So who has a calculator? This is 1,500, 2,000, 2,600. So if this person makes it 1,400 with customers, which is round about 10, 12 customers, that person can tick the box on his supervisor. Or if this person has another few members, this person can tick the box on his supervisor. So the faster this person actually moves people, not just for a shake party. And this can be achieved if you think now of your people, who do you have in your team who are not supervisor yet? Maybe brand new people, but hot people. Maybe people who are already on the move. They have maybe done their first 1, 2, 3 months, 500. Don't keep them just on the 500 vision. Take them up for a conversation, say, how about making supervisor this or next month? So the moment they start to have more members, the more members you have, this is also important to understand, the more members you have, the more you have also people in between these members who are go-getters. If you sign up only one member every second month, it's more likely you don't have a go-getter. But what you want to have is basically when you really dream of moving forward toward the world team, active world team and beyond, then you want to have go-getters in your team. People who really get it and go for it. But it's a law of average. Not everybody is a go-getter. And there's nothing wrong. We love everybody who comes into our team. Please don't get me wrong. As soon as they love Herbalife and love the shake and love the product and love us, there's nothing wrong with that. Not everybody becomes a go-getter. Not everybody is a go-getter. But therefore, you need to know basically what is your person aiming for. Sorry, let me put that away quickly. Oops. What is the person's goal? What are they aiming for? And when they go and say, I was talking yesterday to a young gentleman who said, and I want to be president team by end of next year. When he wants to be president team member by the end of next year, is it possible? Yes. Mathematically, the marketing plan, it is possible by end of next year, but it needs them of a focus. So it needs, and then I can't talk with him. We looked at, we make supervisor maybe in the next 12 months. Let's start with a little shake party. Maybe you want to invite 2, 3 people. That does not match together. So with somebody like that, I need to talk supervisor this month. If not, latest next month. You need to be at the leadership development weekend. So you need to get that sense of urgency to understand with whom are you talking. And if we have now brand new members at the moment on the call, because it's open for everybody this evening, the call, then please understand, if you are just in Herbalife to do a hobby, that's great. It will all happen for you. But I'm talking now to those who really want to earn the passive income. They want to earn on all different levels Herbalife has to offer. We have just now, January, launched the next vacation qualification for Europe, Middle East, and Africa. We have Africa on the call tonight, and we have Germany on the call tonight. So we need to focus now. Everybody who is supervisor, each volume point counts for this vacation qualification. So if we don't get our team members as quick as possible to the supervisor level, they have it much harder, or at one stage it will become impossible to qualify for the vacations next year. But the sooner we get them to the supervisor level, the more likely they can achieve the qualification for the vacation. And you need to apply the same for you. If you're a supervisor and you want to build up your volume, the more members you have in your team, the more members, if they do small volume and have their 2-3 customers, or if they have 5 or 10 customers, the more members who have members, the more it all accumulates to your total volume points, which becomes extremely important also when you want to go for the vacation qualification. So what you teach the new member to do is extremely important also on a supervisor level. So you teach actually a new member already the right skills, and when they just get it and continue with that, every month 10 new members, every month 10 new customers. This is basically where you build up a momentum for your team member. But obviously what contributes your team member contributes also to yourself. So when you apply the same mindset for yourself, then you're moving, then things are happening in a much easier way, and it's much more fun, because with the quantity of the people, you can be more selective. Who are the serious ones? With those you can work that way. And the other ones, I say it again, we love, but at the same time, we can work a little bit more structured. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Sure.
Questions? Who's convenience? Convenience MD. Is this Chantal?
Connie.
Ah!
No.
No. I can't. Honey, it's really important for you becoming supervisor as quick as possible.
Absolutely, agree.
Did you get the message tonight?
I did. I came in late because I was actually expecting somebody, but I dialed in just in time, so it's fine.
Perfect. Okay. So what I have done, I recorded the call. Yeah. I will put it on the level 10 page so that everybody can look at it again. I really urge you, don't think you know how to explain the marketing plan. Watch it over and over again till you get excited, till I can, because I will check it if you can do it. I will wake you up in the middle of the night and say, how can we earn money in Herbalife?
Okay.
I want that you can explain it to me. Hi, Farida. I want that you can explain it to me like you can explain me in the middle of the night. I know when I call you and say, how do we make a shake? You know exactly how to make a shake. You can explain it to me even when you're dead tired and I just grab you out of your sleep and you're in the middle of a dream, you still would make me a perfect shake. Am I right?
Yes.
And exactly the same, we need to learn to explain the marketing plan. When you, as excited as you are about a super yummy, delicious shake and how you have mixed it together and share your recipe, the same, you need to be excited about that marketing plan recipe. For yourself and for your members. And when you apply what we want to do with a brand new member, that they qualify in 1 or 2 months, accumulate the 4,000 volume points. When each one of you who is on the call right now applies that for himself at the same time, you're gonna fly this year. So when you behave like a brand new member who want to qualify for the 4,000 volume points within 1 or 2 months, meaning you go for your 10 customers this month, you go for your 10 members this month, meeting, invite. Guys, the people are out there. I don't know if you're aware of it. Every person I meet on the street right now, when I say, do you know by any chance somebody who needs to have an extra income of 3,000 to 5,000 rand? They say me. So the people are out there waiting for opportunity, and we have the opportunity. So yes, we wear the badge. Yes, we talk to people. Yes, we make the Facebook posts, but become a little bit more active. Be at every single meeting. Lovely seeing your children. I never saw your children, Farida. Hello. Beautiful girls. Hello. So we have the opportunity. It's up to us. Invite. You need to get into your diary the HOMs. And I know exactly what Jacqueline is thinking now. But I don't have a meeting. I can't do that. Jacqueline sits all the way in Prince Albert. But when you know how to explain the marketing plan, when you take the videotape I have sent out recently with South African stories, you're done. You can make a perfect meeting at a house where there is one person or 50 people. You don't need to take a person to the BBS to become successful. Imagine you would be the first member in South Africa. There's nothing, no meeting, no BBS, no nothing. But you have that ground floor opportunity. What would you do? You would talk to everybody on the kitchen table. So don't find reasons why you can't do something. Find ways how you can do things, how you can move people faster. Does that make sense?
Yes, definitely.
Huge, awesome opportunity. We have set up lots of meetings. You have seen that already on the calendar. There's more meetings than we ever had before. It's up to you to use it. And if you have a customer who can't come to a meeting, it's up to you to pack open the marketing plan and explain them exactly how they can earn the money. And off top, you share with them a couple of stories. What I would make in a case like Jacqueline, what I would make in a case of Doris. Doris is, for example, in Germany, and she has also not a meeting right in front of her doorstep. But what I would do there is, and this is how we worked in the very past in our early days. We explained to people the marketing plan on a piece of paper, how much they can earn, exactly like you saw it now in the first video clip I shared with you. You need to learn to draw it on paper, just by hand. This is the importance with it, that you can draw it anytime, anywhere. We learned to draw the marketing plan on a serviette in a restaurant. This is how we grew basically up. There was no meeting existing. But what we could do is, at these days already, calling a colleague and say, listen, I'm just sitting here with so-and-so. Could you share quickly your results, what you have with Herbalife so far? So we had a couple of team players where we could call anytime and pick up the phone and say, listen, I'm just sitting with Sue here, and Sue would like to know about the Herbalife business. Would you share just what you have achieved with Herbalife so far? And that other person would basically share his story like we would do in a HRM. So you can take specific stories then, especially when you don't get the person to a meeting or when you don't have a meeting close by and it's still live. Does that make sense? The Doris, Jacqueline, for people who don't have a meeting close by, there's an opportunity for you. Yeah. So again, when you want to drive it, then you must sit on the driver's seat. Then you really have the steering wheel in your hand, and you decide now how much you put your foot on the pedal basically to have the speed. And this basically makes the difference for the entire year 2018. If you qualify supervisor very fast, if you qualify active supervisor as quick as possible, if you qualify world team, if you qualify active world team for Paris, whatever your goal is for this year, what I've shared with you now is essential, because all of us share one love, and this is Herbalife, the product, everything what we have in our product and achieve with our product. The question is, how quickly transport we the message of the love of our marketing plan? Because this is something else what the world needs out there is opportunity. Like Doris shared with me just now, today somebody came at the door and is delivering basically frozen food, and she just started to chat with that person. So using any opportunity and seeing also what a tough job it is to deliver house by house frozen food, to give people an opportunity. If they grab it or not, you don't know. If you offer every day 10 people our business opportunity, believe it or not, every day you will have at least 1 or 2 serious people. When you invite 10 people per day to the meeting, your activity, what you do so far anyway, to get your customers. But if you start to talk to more people about the business opportunity, I guarantee you, because some of these people become product lovers. They might come for the business opportunity, but they end up just as product lovers. And some of these people are go-getter, and they will be grateful forever that you gave them the opportunity. So last opportunity to ask questions. Everybody cool? Everybody excited about the marketing plan?
Very excited. Looking forward to it.
Okay, if there's no further question, then in closing, I just say thank you very much for being on the call tonight. I hope I could give you some value. And we have on Saturday our Millionaire Mindset training. So sorry, Doris, you're welcome to join us if you want to jump quickly on the plane and come to us. What we will announce on Saturday is that we structure this specific slot of members training. We restructure it a little bit. It will be a very exciting structure, exactly complementing that we get faster, more new members into the business, and therefore we will have a clear basic training organized every Monday evening at 8 o'clock. So my recommendation to you is invite your members always to be with you on the call. So either invite them to your house if they don't have the online facility. It's a nice opportunity together. Sit around the computer with the notebook, and your new member gets trained at the same time that you receive the training. But more about that on Saturday. Well, thank you very much. Have a good evening and have an awesome, awesome week further. Take care.
Thank you very much.
Bye. Thanks for joining tonight. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye, Via.
Bye. This is our Gen H Corrida, huh?